Hi guys, happy Friday. Our last devotional this week is called God Calls Abram. Once again, the world was sinking in sin. People were fighting, cheating, lying, ignoring God, and hurting each other. It wasn't the way God wanted it to be, and people were building bigger and bigger cities. One of the biggest was a city called Ur. Isn't that a great name? Just 2 letters. U-R. If someone asked you where you live and you said, they'd say, no, really, where do you live? And you'd say, and they'd say, stop making that noise. Where do you live? That would be fun. But we don't have many cities with names like today. We have Chicago, Birmingham, London, Dubai. That one's kind of fun to say, but not as much fun as the name that sounds like your stomach is growling. But back to our story. There was a man living in Ur named Abram. You probably know of him as Abraham because later on God changed his name. But before he was Abraham, he was Abram. Abram lived in Ur with his family. And when I say family, I don't mean his mom and dad. I mean his mom, dad, sisters, brothers, uncles, aunts, cousins, second cousins, third cousins, and on and on. You see, in the ancient world, you were safer if you were in a big group. You were less likely to be robbed or attacked by another group of people if your group of people was really big. Going out on your own in the ancient world was a dangerous thing to do. So people didn't go out on their own. They stuck with their families. Here's Abram. One day, God showed up and said, "Hey, Abram, I want you to go out on your own." At this point, Abram didn't know much about God. He didn't have the Bible like we do because it hadn't been written yet. He couldn't go to church like we can because there weren't any churches yet. But Abram trusted God. So when God said to Abram, "Leave your family and follow me," do you know what Abram said? He said, "Okay." I know, crazy. Why did Abram trust God when he didn't even know him yet? Would you have trusted God if you were Abram? That's not all God said to Abram, though. God told Abram that if he did what God asked, Abram wouldn't be alone. God would be with him. Not only that, but God would give him so many kids and grandkids and great-grandkids that Abram's family would become an entire nation. And they'd have their own land, and the whole world would be blessed, given an amazing gift through Abram and his kids. Wow. So Abram said, okay. He left his family, he left his country, he left everything behind and wandered off into the middle of nowhere, following a God he had just met. He took his wife with him. Her name was Sarai. You probably know her as Sarah, because soon after, God would change her name too. They didn't take any children with them, though, because they didn't have any children. Sarai and Abram really wanted to have children, but God hadn't blessed them with any. What might make you ask a very important question? Which might make you ask a very important question. How was Abram supposed to build a big, big family that could be a whole nation if he didn't have any children? And that's the story we'll tell next. Okay, today's everyday truth. I follow God because he leads me in the right way. Here's some questions to talk about with your family. What 3 promises did God make to Abram? Do you remember? Talk about it with your family. Pause the video. How can you follow God's call like Abram did? Talk to your parents about it. Pause the video. Okay, pray with me. Dear God, we want you to follow where you lead us every day. Please show us which way to go. Amen. All right, I'll see you on Sunday. Bye.